Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Hockyplr coming at you. Whiskey, red solo cup. My parties and podcasts have become legendary for alcoholism. This week was no different. 4th of July, Saturday podcast. The aftermath. Let's do it. I can't not take my drink. Alright, gonna walk past the brew stand.
What's that gonna do? Everyone, what's that gonna do?
Hey, you can hear her. Oh yeah. Oh goodness. I know you bottlers are gonna be a little jealous because there's a lot of bottles in there that could be recapped. I don't bottle anymore, so at least very little. Yeah, there's some shit beer in there. There's some very, very good beer in there. There's some whiskey bottles at the very bottom of it. There's kind of one down in there. There's some came in plastic and they're in there with all cardboard. But yeah, that's how I roll. All right, let's get back to the cast. Or not the cast, but let's get back to this part of it. We're gonna go in here. Saw something really cool. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see me. Now you will. All right, I believe it was last Homebrew Wednesday. I saw Craigtube. Craig was cleaning up his brew area. Something I too need to do. But he wanted people to show, and I don't really think Craigtube follows my channel at all. So I'll be really surprised if he sees it, but in the case he does, here's what I do. For you other homebrewers out there, maybe you'll get some tips or what have you, but he was showing pictures of his freezer. And give me a sec, I'm going to turn on the light here. Okay. So, of course, my 6-tap kegerator, V-Block is not on tap. The oatmeal stout is. And then I use up here to store glasses and my hops. And then any extra grain of specialty grain that doesn't fit over there, I store in here just to keep cool. My Irish moss doesn't really need to be in here, but it's in here. All right, so of course I got whiskey. I like to keep it cold. You don't need to do this, but I do because I got the room. Fuck it, I'll put it in there. I got all my glasses. There's a bucket head. Props to Mrs. DeSocial for hooking Hockyplr up with the awesome etched bucket head glass. And then my hops. And I just have them in a little plastic tote. You know, I've got full thing, a pound of Citra back there. This is probably about a half, well, it's about a quarter, maybe a third pound of Cascade pellets. There's some Nugget, a bunch of Amarillo. This is a pound of Simcoe leaf. And then something that I do with my, these little guys, you know, sometimes you only use like ½ an ounce, and so you have a ½ ounce left over. One thing I did is I started taking a food saver bag and cutting it really super long. And then I would put my open bags of hops in here. I'll show you here. See, I got some Northern Brewer, some Columbus, Tettinger, Fuggles, U.S. Kent Golding Warrior, some Centennial, some U.S. Golding. These are all hops that are partial. They're mostly a quarter of an ounce to 3/4 of an ounce, but they've been open. And so what I do is I take a real long, and this I've been using this bag for a year. I would say it was probably about, it's going to be hard for you to see, but it was probably, here, I'll put it over here. It was, you can see there's the end of it and there's the end of it. So it's about 2 feet right now. This thing was about 4 or 5 feet, and I did it on purpose. And then I would put my hops in there, and then I would just vacuum pack and seal the end, and then I just fold over the end, kind of like that, and then I put them back in here. And then when I need something, like say if I was doing a brew and I needed some Columbus, in Beersmith, it's all these values of what is I actually have on hand are in Beersmith. So let's say I need a ½ ounce of Columbus. Beersmith tells me, hey, dumbass, you got a ½ pound of Columbus. I know that it's going to be in here. I go, locate it, cut it open, pull the Columbus out, anything else I may need, and then I just reseal it. And that really, I think, in my opinion, it keeps the hops fresher longer, because I'm basically doing the same thing as these Simcoe and these Brewcraft bags, is they're sealed. I mean, this is vacuum packed, you can tell. I mean, that's totally vacuum packed. A full pound of Simcoe vacuum packed. And that's what I do. So, that's what I do, Craig. If you're watching, there's Hockyplr's, that's what he does. If some of you guys got some ideas off of it, awesome. And I'm sure I'm cockeyed, I am. You know, if you got some ideas off of it, great. That's what these channels are for. I'm trying to get back to that a little bit more, give some tips of what I do and such. So there's mine. Quick updates. I've brewed 3 times now in the brew stand. The first batch was my signature. It is dry hopping at the moment. We had kind of a conversation on this on my podcast on Saturday. People talking about how long well, the question was asked, how long do I dry hop? My signature beer, I dry hop 7 to 10 days. Usually it's 10 days. Sometimes it goes 12. But I would say I'm double digits. 10 to 12 is max for me. Why? I'm not a big fan of the grassy taste. And I feel when you start dry hopping 2 and 3 weeks, that's when that grassiness comes out in the hops. You're not getting a whole lot of the bitterness, you're getting the aroma, and I really think after 10 days you've really achieved that. I'm doing the dry hop on that. Technically it's over tomorrow at 10 days. I will begin chilling it. I don't know that I'm going to rack it to a keg tomorrow, but fairly soon. I will be drinking the signature beer on the podcast on Saturday, so I hope everybody comes out. You'll get an honest review. I'm the hardest reviewer of my beers. It will probably suck. This is like the version 4.0. I've been going in increments of 0.5 forever. So that would give me 8 batches, and I've probably done 9 or 10 of these batches. And I'm playing with the recipe, trying to figure out what I like, and so we'll see what happens. I've got 15 gallons in the fermenter, and I'm really not set up for this, guys. You know what? I'll set it up, and I'll give you guys a fermenter check, because there was some questions about my fermenter, and people wanted to see the video. So there are videos of me building it and making a lot of fuck-ups. They're on my channel, down here somewhere. But I will give you guys an overview of it, and I'll put it on this video a little later. So really, that's about it. I'm happy to be back brewing. Can't wait to brew. I think I'm going to brew again this weekend. Haven't decided what I'm going to make. It might all depend on how this signature tastes, but the problem is my signature beer is only about 3-4 weeks old, and I know a lot of you guys like it that, you know, I like to give it a little, I like it to age a little bit longer. We'll see. Anyways, I'm rambling as usual. It's going to be a fucking 50-minute video. You guys all tell me you fucking sit down and you got like a fucking bowl of popcorn and, you know, a 12-pack of beer and a bottle of whiskey over here, and you get your warm toasty blanket and you kick your feet up and you know that you're in for a long night. I apologize, I really do. I don't really mean for my videos to go long, and I think a lot of them go long because I start talking like this, so I'll shut the fuck up. All right. Yeah, I'll show you a little on the fermentation chamber. Hope to see you Saturday night. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. One quick shout outs, real quick. TF Fermi 1, welcome back, my man. Good to have you back. Good to see you on the cast, even if it was for a little bit of time. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining us. Glad to see you. Jake CPU Nut, props to you, man. I know you got a lot going on. Again, congrats on the brewery. You know, all you viewers would know about Jake CPU's Nut and his brewery. You would have known earlier in the year, somewhere between January and March, because he actually came on my podcast and kind of dropped it to everybody on my podcast. We didn't have a whole lot of viewers back then. We still don't have a whole lot of viewers, but you would have known about it. So congratulations, you, Jake. Main Brew Guy, thank you again for all your help. It's up and running. We're getting there, making some tweaks. We're working the kinks out. Your tools are going to be on your way. I'm also sending you a Stone Ruination 10th anniversary, like we discussed today. Let's do that double review. I've had it, but let's do a double review. I think that'd be a lot of fun. The Social Guy, props to you, man. Saw you brewing again the other night. That was cool. Thanks for joining the cast and hanging out with me. Appreciate that. I got a few beers coming out to you. Ruination 10th anniversary is one of them. A Double Jack by Firestone Walker, and an Arrogant Bale Aster, which I know that you just got, like a small bottle. I'm sending you 22, and then I'm sending you some Fat Tire too, so you can compare it to your clone. Mrs. DeSocial, again, props to you. Thank you very much for the glass. Other than that, I think that's good. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for listening to me babble. Here comes the fermentation chamber. Peace. So I kind of cleared out a little area to get to the fermentation chamber. Like I said, I'm kind of like Craig. I need to clean up this fucking mess. But right now, I need to brew more beer. And so beer brewing and beer stuff takes a little more precedence. Shh, don't tell the wife. All right. So there's mine. So basically what I did is, it's kind of hard to see these black shelves there that I have those on and other miscellaneous crap, but it's kind of like a gorilla shelf. I got them at Costco. I got 3 more on that side, but it's buried under that biatch's stuff. Now my wife, her friend, that won't come get her shit out of my garage. Maybe I'll have a bunch of you guys over. We'll load it up in a fucking truck and we'll go drop it in our front yard. That'd be funny as hell. Anyways, so I used that as the shell. And then basically I just put sheet metal screws through it and skinned it out in, you know, this little plywood stuff. And it's got about 1.5 inches, I think, or yeah, I think it's 1.5 inch board, or this little reflective insulation material. I've got that all on the inside. There's one of my new fermentators that'll do 15 gallons. See, fits beautifully in there. There's my gauge, or my probe. I didn't pretty this all up in here with the wires and such. But there's the freezer section of one of the small, like 4.5 cubic feet refrigerators. And then what I did is I did a CPU fan. So see, this is and this is wired up to the PID. So when the refrigeration kicks on, this turns on and it starts circulating the air down to the bottom chamber. And you can see back, well, maybe you can't. Wrong one, there we go. Back in there is my return hole that I just drilled into one of the shelves. There's my wine. And then down here, I've got another fermentation. And then this one unfortunately came off when I was putting that in. I didn't use the best adhesive glue for this stuff, so I'm going to get the better stuff next time. But basically this PVC piping goes all the way down here, and as you can tell, I got one end plugged, and then I drilled holes every, I think it ended up 7.5 inches or so centered, all the way through there to get the optimum flow of coldness. There you can see some screws that I just tapped through, and this stuff. And then of course, you know, you got to tape up all the sections. If I do this right, which I never do, but if I put it like right there, it always falls. But if I lean it a little bit, I can kind of close this and it'll stay there. I do have to get some stuff pretty quickly though. I'm going to close it back up because I've got it right now at about 72 degrees, and it's holding. We've only got about 90-degree temperatures outside, so it's been doing pretty good without the compressor having to kick on a lot. So the way I did it is, if you're thinking about doing it, the one thing that I would recommend is when you buy a refrigerator, turn on this fucking light. When you buy a refrigerator, make sure it has the radiator like this on the outside. Freezer, I think, just kicked on a little bit. So that it's on the outside, and that you can see it from the back, because then all you have to do is loosen up these bolts, these screws rather, as you're pulling it apart. If you don't get that style, you're looking at very thin copper, actually about that thickness there, really super thin. It breaks really fucking easy. If you want to see some videos of that, there are a couple of me building it on my YouTube channel, and let's just say that that's my third refrigerator. We had one like that at first, and as soon as it was my cousin was helping me, and as soon as we got it up there, we had it plugged in, and we were holding it, and we were listening, you know, looking at it, and it was all working fine, and then we started, fucking one of the lines got kinked and fucking snapped on us. Second one was not the back side radiator style. We thought, oh well, fuck it, we're only getting it for 20 bucks, we can make it work. Yeah, there may be a way to make it work, but that's the other thing, because they go across the top, and then they weave kind of in a, you know, I don't know, S shape all the way down the sides, and it goes down both sides. It was fucked up. So that's the other reason why I don't recommend that style. And then we found this one, and we were very, very careful. The ironic thing is, the first time we took one apart took a long time. By the time we got to the third one, shit, we had that thing fucking out of there in under 10 minutes, because we knew what we were doing at that point, where to cut and all that stuff. So anyways, enough about the fermentation chamber. There's other videos on it. If you got questions, comments, put them down. I'll try to answer them as quickly as I can. All right, peace. All right, Hockyplr coming at you. I just got home, and I thought this was kind of funny. So I showed you three plastic bins full of bottles. My recycle guy no longer likes me. He took my 3 bins. I shit you not, he took my 3 bins. He gave me 1 big bin, but he took my other 3. And he left me with this. Does he not know that that is not quite, I mean, it's deeper, it's a little bit bigger, but that's not nearly enough for Hockyplr and his party times. You fucking kidding me? A bunch of douchebags. I'm gonna call him up and tell him, you better drop off 2 more of those, because I'm gonna fill that motherfucker in about 2 days. All right, I just thought you guys might want to see that. Peace.